Women running outside alone aren't safe in the United States because we're viewed as prey, as objects, as less than men, not because we have an undocumented population. Molly Tibbetts went missing while jogging July 18th, and more than a month later, when news broke that officials had arrested a suspect who led them to her body, the small-town Iowa story became a front-page national news headline. Not because a 20-year-old woman had been murdered, not because women are murdered by men at alarming numbers here, but because the man who confessed to the crime was reportedly undocumented. And of course, President Trump saw the detail as a perfect distraction to the events taking place that same day.
A person came in from Mexico illegally and killed her. We have tremendous crime trying to come through the borders. We have the worst laws anywhere in the world. Nobody has laws like the United States. They are strictly pathetic. The wall is being built. We've started it. To the family of Molly Tibbetts, all I can say is God bless you.
First, let me clarify. I absolutely think the president should be calling attention to femicide. It's not safe here to be a woman. When it comes to femicide rates, the U.S. ties with Mexico, and our rate is 2 times higher than Argentina's. So I'm saying he should be talking about femicide. He should be saying her name when she's a white woman from Iowa or a black girl from the Bay Area. What he shouldn't be doing is using a woman's murder to push a racist, divisive agenda that can't be supported with stats or facts. 2 recent studies debunk this fake news that Trump keeps trying to spread about immigrants being dangerous. A study published in the journal Criminology found increased concentrations of undocumented immigrants are associated with significant decreases in violent crime. And the Cato Institute found undocumented immigrants are 47% less likely to be in jail than those born here in the States. You know, like some of the president's former employees. Now, I remember when 17-year-old Chelsea King vanished from my hometown in San Diego in 2010. She was on a really well-populated running path just a few miles up the freeway from where I lived and exercised myself. I still remember how I felt that day when they found her body. Like I wasn't safe anywhere, and no amount of money or education or power will save a woman so long as there are men on this earth who are taught that they are superior and therefore can take or grab whatever they want. The man responsible for King's death, John Gardner, he not only was a US citizen, but he was a repeat offender. Before raping and killing Chelsea, he'd done the same to 14-year-old Amber Dubois, and before that, he spent 5 years in prison for molesting a 13-year-old. Then there was the summer of 2016 where 3 women in 3 different states were murdered while jogging over a 9-day time span. Alexandra Brugger's case still remains unsolved, but Karina Vetrano and Vanessa Marcotte, the men charged with their murders, are both US citizens. The truth is, these are all exceptions, because if you're a woman in the United States, you're 13 times more likely to be killed by a man that you know than to be killed by a stranger. And a big contributing factor is the fact that you can get away with it here. We have a justice system that doesn't protect women. For every 1,000 rapes, only 6 perpetrators will see jail time. The average jail sentence is about 3 years. So if the president and other politicians are upset and outraged about Molly's murder, then they should be pushing to save the Violence Against Women's Act that's set to expire in just a few weeks. The group of laws that was passed in the 90s was really just the bare minimum. I'm talking the foundation of what should have been then added to ensure women's safety here, whether their attacker is a citizen or not. That should be the goal. We should be taking action and talking policy changes after tragedies. We shouldn't be vilifying entire communities for the actions of the few.